I'm Anthony from HNE, and you're watching 10 Questions. Today, I am here with Bob from the Wulff Den, where he and his brother Will host topics about comic books and video games. Hi, Bob.
Hello, how are you?
I am drunk on power. How about... Go on, circles here.
I was hoping it ended at drunk. I'd be like, dude, it's like 4 o'clock, man.
I started day drinking last week, so we don't know.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I have a number of questions here. Questions I ask everybody. I might lead a couple of follow-ups, but we'll see how that goes. First off, what entertained you while growing up?
Video games. I grew up with an NES and then Sega Genesis and then an N64. So I was raised on Mario and Sonic until my parents used to throw me out of the house to go outside. But yeah, that's what entertained me while growing up. And cartoons.
Oh, cartoon. Well, yeah, my parents used to toss me. I was like, and then don't come back until the lights on the front porch.
Yeah. They would lock me out. They would lock me and my brother out of the house.
Yeah.
They say you play too many damn video games.
Right. It was sometimes they go to bed and forget about us, and then I spent like a night outside. I was like, I can't. Nope. Okay. So, what made you and your brother decide to start a YouTube channel? Because you have the Wulff Den, but of course, I looked at your personal YouTube channel. You have 2 videos and
yes.
1,000 subscribers, which is impressive for how small the videos are. Like a total of 3 minutes.
Well, thank you. It was actually the channel started in 2013. I graduated college as a graphic design major. My brother graduated as a film major, and I told him he should do a YouTube channel to keep working on, what he wanted. He wanted to be in film. So I was like, yo, you got to do stuff on YouTube. We see all these people doing stuff on YouTube. I mean, why can't you do that? And then he sat on it for a few weeks, and then he said, okay, fine, I want to do it. But if I do it, I want you to do it with me. And I said, well, if I do it with you, then I'm just going to take over the whole thing. So, the idea has always been the same since 2013. It's me doing a video on video games, Will doing a video on comic books, and then the 2 of us doing a video together. And now that video together is a live podcast. So the formula has been the same since then.
So I just because this is a follow-up, then I've spoken to a number of YouTubers who try to do the live thing, and it typically is their lowest viewed video. Are you seeing that, or do you see it doing better than your pre-made content?
So we have a really weird content schedule. Everybody will tell us that it's a bad idea to have multiple shows on one YouTube channel, because people will subscribe for one show and then they won't watch the other one, and then the other shows aren't going to do as good. And you see that on our channel. Most of the views go to the video game shows that go up on Tuesdays. And then we'll post, a comic book video or a movie video, and it won't do as good because our subscribers aren't as interested in that. The live podcast, it's still low in views, but I say the engagement is kind of worth it because we get to directly interact with our viewers, which most people don't get to do. So I'd say the dip in viewership is worth the bump in engagement that we get.
So you mentioned that your channel started in 2013. When you did video games and your brother did comic books, did you stick to a specific area first? Like you started at the beginning of comic books and the beginning of video games? Or did you just kind of do, hey, this is what I feel like doing this week?
It was kind of like, this is what I feel like doing this week. At the very beginning, I remember my videos were just kind of me talking about the news of the week of what happened in the video game world, which was not, the best, because people have really short attention spans, and it's easier to search for one topic at a time. Now there's a lot of video game channels that do the news of the week, but they'll do 1 or 2 stories per video, and they'll just fart out a bunch of videos. And they do really well for themselves. But now I try to throughout the years, I tried to focus on one topic per video.
So what trends have you seen change with your content since starting your channel?
Well, there was that. There's also I I noticed that like the Nintendo Switch content was working really well. Right before the Nintendo Switch came out, I was like speculating that this was kind of like the way Nintendo was going, and so I ended up talking about the Nintendo Switch before it came out and before most people were talking about it. So that content started doing really well. So I kind of leaned into that, and now most of the video game videos are Nintendo Switch related. But it's really because A, that's where I play most of my games on, and B, that's what ends up doing well, and that's what people want to see from us. So,
yeah, so on my remote yesterday, we called it demand and supply.
yes.
So I watched your, I think you did this a couple of days ago, your Joy-Con controllers. Basically,
Yes.
just trying to hold.
These guys.
I do. Right. I do not use my Switch in handheld mode, but I always want like a bigger, like set of Joy-Cons that I want them to do everything the normal Joy-Cons do, but there never seems to be a big set of Joy-Cons that do everything.
Right.
And that always, I mean, like
there's a split pad which is close, but you need to have them attached to the system, and you don't have motion controls anymore.
Ugh, killing me. I don't know if they're afraid of being like shot down by Nintendo or what, but
I think it's a cost cutting thing.
I mean, I'm willing to pay with $70 is for a set a set with a nice set of grips on them and has all the features.
Well, that's the problem is that the Nintendo Joy-Con are $80 MSRP. So if an aftermarket company wants to come in and like have the same features, it's gonna be up there, you know.
I know, but with companies like Walmart selling 10 under MSRP, you kind of have to target for that because Walmart sells a lot of the. You think Best Buy does well, or Target or GameStop, but it's definitely Walmart that does a lot of the sales.
I think part of the problem with the Joy-Con is that a lot of the stuff is copyrighted or patented by Nintendo, and they don't let anybody touch that technology except for the licensed people like Hori. Hori makes some Joy-Con, but they don't have, like I said, they don't have like motion controls or rumble or anything. So all these the video I made on all these like Chinese knockoff Joy-Con, they're definitely breaking patents. And they're definitely like about to get sued, That's why they exist.
Okay, so what changes do you have planned for your channel in the future? Like, you have any big features you want to spoil, or maybe you're just going to keep with the Switch trend? And then, do you know anything about what maybe your brother might be doing?
So you mentioned before that I had a personal channel,
right.
Personal YouTube channel that I've been trying to do more on. I eventually there will be more videos on there, just because YouTube doesn't really value gaming content as much as they value just regular vanilla content.
Although if you play Minecraft, they wow, Minecraft.
Yeah, unless you play Minecraft or Fortnite.
Yeah.
Then they love you. You'll be on trending all the time. So I'd like to do more just videos on just anything. I used to want to do tech videos too, because I was big into technology. Actually, me and my brother had a blog many years ago. We had like a blog spot in like 2009, I want to say. That was kind of like a precursor to the Wulff Den, where I talked about tech and he talked about movies and comic books, and we would write articles about it. But then we kind of just stopped doing that because we knew nothing about running a website. But anyway, I would like to do videos on my personal channel. What else? Unfortunately, I'm gonna like kind of tone down live streaming because I stream a lot on Twitch and I do some gameplay streams on YouTube. I need to cut that out in order to have more time to do other things like make more videos. I also we have an apparel company called Wulff Den Apparel. That's where the shirt's from. But we haven't done any shirts we haven't done any apparel in like any new apparel in like over a year. So I'm hoping to get a spring line out. So that's more work that I got to do.
Pastels with a sprinkler.
Yeah, it's all pastel stuff. Everything that we have is black and white. So all of a sudden, bam, it's just going to be
black and white goes with everything, though.
Yes. So for my brother, no, he just does the same thing over and over again. He doesn't like change. We got him a new camera. That was as much as we could get him to change.
Yeah, because I started my own personal, like separate from HNE, and I basically just talk about me, which helps my ego, and it also gets it out. Because I originally had posted 2 videos onto HNE, and it didn't really work with anything else, so they had to be separate. But we, like you were talking about earlier, where you guys are doing the podcast and you're doing your individual topics. I get the argument about maybe the channel should be specifically one topic, but I feel like you would diversifying your particular brand would, I don't know, kind of hurt people who like both things. I don't know how, because you work together. You guys are great together.
Oh well, thank you very much. That was always the plan. Is that we want to be your like one-stop shop for everything. You know, we want to be like a small like IGN. You know, where we cover both sides. We cover the movies and we cover the video games. You know, those are the things that I'm interested in. You know, I would like I would watch a channel like our channel. But unfortunately, the algorithm doesn't really favor that. Because I mean, people will watch the Nintendo Switch stuff because it does really well. And then YouTube will show those people a video about the next Marvel movie coming out. And those people might not be interested in that. Instead of showing people who would be interested in the Marvel movies. You see what I'm saying? They don't know how to segregate the two topics. They just think that this YouTube channel does Nintendo stuff. Show all Nintendo fans everything from this channel. And if the comic book stuff doesn't do well, we will stop showing that to them.
See, I feel like the people give likes for a reason. That targeted audience should be based on that.
Yeah. Or it should be a little smarter. It should know that, hey, this video is a comic book video. Show it to people who like the comic book stuff.
Well, they're collecting so much data. Yes, it should be that smart.
Yeah. And I hope that it gets that smart. It's always changing. No one person knows exactly how the algorithm works. So hopefully that eventually it'll get figured out where we can. It's more sustainable to have multiple shows.
So what changes would you like to make if you had unlimited resources? All the money, all the assets, anything what would you want to do on your channel if you could?
That's number one. I would like to buy YouTube and make them change that one thing about the algorithm. If I had unlimited resources, I need an editor pretty bad. A big problem with me though is that I do everything really last minute. So I start editing at like 11 o'clock at night, the day before the videos due, and then I stay up all night working on it. So that's a me problem. I'd like that. What else? Yeah, I would just like to expand in ways like that. I have a guy who helps me film sometimes when I do like special videos or I go out and need to film something. I could get him in on more stuff. So Will has a full-time job. I can get him out of that and start working on his videos, full-time or more.
Okay, so you mentioned earlier you had YouTube, you had Twitter and Instagram. Are there any other social media outlets? Oh, you mentioned you stream on Twitch on occasion.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want people to be able to find your work at online?
You got Twitter, you got Instagram, and you got Twitch. That's really it. Those are the big ones.
Alrighty.
I got a TikTok. I don't really post on TikTok.
I feel like I'm outside that particular demographic, but
stay away, stay out. It's not worth it.
Okay. So, do you wish to mention anything else about your YouTube channel?
No, just check out our podcast every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on youtube.com/Wulff.
Oh, speaking of which, what was the schedule for your weekly? I believe one of you's on Tuesday, one of you's on Wednesday.
All right, so I'll give you the whole rundown. I'll give you the whole thing. On Sundays, I usually do a gameplay stream on YouTube. So I play whatever the newest Nintendo Switch game is. But I'm going to stop doing those soon, though. Tuesday is when the gameplay. Tuesday is when the video game videos go up. The main, the flagship show. Those go up at 10 a.m. Wednesday, Will puts a comic book video up also at 10 a.m. Wednesday night, we do Wolf Den Live at 8 p.m. And then that goes archived at 11 on Thursday. And then I left out on Tuesdays and Thursdays, there's usually a Twitch stream.
Well, thank you for speaking with me today. And,
thank you for having me.
Yeah, and for anybody else, please remember to check out the Wulff Den on YouTube. I will include the information for it and social media in the description below. And thank you, everybody, for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching this video. We would also like to thank our contributors and patrons for supporting this video. If you wish to add to the discussion, post a comment below. Please remember to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos. Thank you for checking out our content. Before you leave, please remember to click like and then subscribe. If you want to receive notifications, do not forget to enable them by clicking on the bell. Then afterwards, check out our social media at HaslageNet and our website at haslage.net.